3 days later, I got a frantic message from Tasha on WhatsApp.
What the hell, Alex? The credit card isn't working. We're stuck in this dump and the hotel's threatening to kick us out.
Didn't you tag me in that Paris post? Didn't you say I paid for the trip? Looks like you used the wrong card, sis.
We were gonna pay you back.
No, you weren't. Blocked. Then came Dad. Alex, this is your father. You're being childish. We're in a foreign country. You think I forgot all those times you called me a leech? Time to learn how it feels. Blocked. Mom didn't call, probably too ashamed or too prideful, but I watched it all unfold. The selfies stopped. Tasha posted a blurry photo of some rundown motel with the caption, "WTF is this place?" They begged online for urgent help, but nobody donated. They had to get jobs. In France, Dad washed dishes in a dingy restaurant. Mom swept a bakery at 6 a.m. Tasha braided tourists' hair in the street for tips. Then, the cherry on top. They missed their rebooked flight, thanks to a train delay they couldn't afford to bypass, and got rerouted on a nightmare standby route through Turkey. But something went wrong. Really wrong. They always treated me like I was just visiting, like I didn't belong, like I was the unwanted draft that kept sneaking in through the door they never fully closed. I'm Alex, 23 years old, quiet, polite, average-paying IT job. The invisible child in a family that never once called me son, with love in their voice. I spent my entire childhood watching them shine a spotlight on Tasha, while I stood in the dark, clapping for her, unnoticed. Tasha was the golden one, the precious daughter, the miracle. While I got hand-me-downs from cousins, she got designer shoes on her 7th birthday. I asked for a bike once, just a plain one from Walmart. Mom told me we couldn't afford it. That same week, Tasha got a pink glitter-covered iPad because she did so well on her spelling test. Dad took her out for daddy-daughter dinners at fancy restaurants. My birthdays? Usually forgotten. Once, they gave me a Happy Meal toy and said it was just symbolic. She got to go to dance camp. I got to mow the lawn. If she made a mistake, it was brushed off. She's just a kid. But when I spilled juice at 12, I got grounded for a week and called ungrateful. By the time I was 17, they had forced me to take on 2 jobs. I started saving every penny I could, and even then, I was expected to contribute to the household expenses. By the time I turned 18, they couldn't wait to push me out. They wanted the room for Tasha's walk-in closet. I slept in my car for a week before I found someone on Craigslist looking for a roommate, and still, I never cut them off. I don't know why. Some pathetic hope that maybe, someday, they'd love me back. Last month, I found out just how deep their entitlement went. It was a Monday. I logged into my bank app to check if my paycheck cleared, and froze. $3,194 missing. I called the bank. The transactions appear to be authorized, sir. International charges, airline tickets, hotels, restaurants. Then I saw the photos. On Instagram, on Facebook, on Tasha's TikTok. They were in Paris. Mom, Dad, and Tasha sipping cocktails on a rooftop bar. Captioned, "Family vacation. Deserve this thanks to our son." My name tagged. They didn't ask, didn't call, didn't even leave me a damn voicemail. They just took my card and ran. I sat on my couch, breathing heavily, staring at their grinning faces. And I laughed. Not the kind of laugh that says you're okay. The kind that says you've been pushed too far, and now you're about to do something wicked. I called the bank. I need to cancel and report all my cards stolen. Everyone, right now. Yes, sir. We'll lock everything immediately. Then I filed a fraud report and contacted the airlines. I gave them all the information I had. When I found out they had a return flight from Charles de Gaulle on the 14th, I told the airline those were fraudulent charges too. I got them canceled. I didn't just want my money back. I wanted them stranded. Before I did it, before I made the call to cancel the cards, I hesitated. Not because I doubted what they did. No. That part was crystal clear. But because for a second, I saw my own reflection in the darkened screen of my phone and thought, am I becoming them? Petty, cold, vengeful. Then I remembered. I was 10. I had just won first place in the regional spelling bee. I came home clutching that shiny medal like it was the world's approval in medal form. I ran inside, grinning, hoping someone would say they were proud. But Tasha had spilled grape juice on her stupid white dress that day.
Do you think this is the time to brag?
Go help your sister clean up. She's upset. He took the medal off me and dropped it on the kitchen counter like it was trash. No one even asked what word I won on. That night, I sat in the bathroom, lights off, holding that medal in my hands like it was evidence of a crime. No, I wasn't like them. I had every right to light the match. But then, just when I thought they couldn't sink lower, the bank called again. Sir, your family is claiming you gave them permission for the charges. They've submitted screenshots, text messages from someone with your number. Fake texts, from a spoofed number. They tried to frame me for their theft. I almost laughed. They could post their Eiffel Tower selfies all they wanted, but they just declared war. And I've been preparing for this moment my entire life. 3 days later, I got a frantic message from Tasha on WhatsApp.
What the hell, Alex? The credit card isn't working. We're stuck in this dump and the hotel's threatening to kick us out.
Didn't you tag me in that Paris post? Didn't you say I paid for the trip? Looks like you used the wrong card, sis.
We were gonna pay you back.
No, you weren't. Blocked. Then came Dad. Alex, this is your father. You're being childish. We're in a foreign country. You think I forgot all those times you called me a leech? Time to learn how it feels. Blocked. Mom didn't call, probably too ashamed or too prideful, but I watched it all unfold. The selfies stopped. Tasha posted a blurry photo of some rundown motel with the caption, "WTF is this place?" They begged online for urgent help, but nobody donated. They had to get jobs. In France, Dad washed dishes in a dingy restaurant. Mom swept a bakery at 6 a.m. Tasha braided tourists' hair in the street for tips. Then, the cherry on top. They missed their rebooked flight, thanks to a train delay they couldn't afford to bypass, and got rerouted on a nightmare standby route through Turkey. But something went wrong. Really wrong. Some visa or document issue. I never found out the full story. All I know is they were held up and ended up in Afghanistan. That was the part I didn't plan. Apparently, some cheap airline rerouted them due to overbookings, and the only available outbound flight at the lowest cost landed in Kabul before connecting elsewhere. They got stuck there. For a week. American citizens. In Afghanistan. They had no working phones, no money, no embassy access for days. They slept on airport floors, bathed in airport sinks. They traded jewelry for food. And for 6 horrifying hours in the middle of that nightmare, they disappeared. Tasha later posted a shaky, whispered TikTok recounting it.
We were taken by a group of men outside the terminal, said they were security, blindfolded us, put us in the back of a van. They thought we were CIA or something. Spies!
They were interrogated, tied to chairs in a dim room, lights shining in their faces, demanded to confess they were agents. Dad begged. Mom cried hysterically. Tasha wet herself. They were released hours later, dirty and shaken, after their captors realized they were just broke, clueless tourists. Eventually, they scraped together enough to get back to the US through multiple reroutes, 6 different flights, sleeping in terminals, eating scraps. And when they got home, everything had fallen apart. The car was towed. They had unpaid airport parking fees. Their electricity had been cut off. Their jobs had already replaced them. Human resources had seen the fraud reports. No explanations accepted. They came to my door, ragged, gaunt, sunburnt, defeated.
Please, Alex, we made a mistake.
You've made your point. We're back now.
We lost everything.
I opened the door, looked them over. Mom in wrinkled clothes. Dad looking 20 years older. Tasha's nails chipped and broken. There's a cleaning company 2 blocks away hiring minimum wage. You said that was beneath you, right? They didn't answer. Funny, you never thought of me once. Now you need me? I closed the door. Now, they clean houses. Rich people's houses. I found out from a former coworker that they scrub toilets and mop marble floors while being barked at by the kind of people they used to pretend they were. They still haven't paid me back. But I don't want the money anymore. I already got what I needed. People say, don't get even, move on. But I say this. Sometimes, when someone burns you over and over, it's not healing you need, it's fire. So I lit the match and watched them burn. Thanks for watching. You can't be here! She's recovering! Recovering? While the rest of us cover her work, while we drown? Poor Lisa's been crying in the bathroom every lunch because she's managing 2 portfolios. And Nina's here watching daytime TV.
You broke into my home.
You broke into my payroll. It's bad timing, Nina. Real bad timing to be sick.
He dumped a stack of paperwork on our coffee table.
Sign these. Authorize project closures. Or don't. You'll just be another weak link.
Then he turned to Theo.
And you, Mr. Caretaker? Bet you miss when she had eyebrows, huh? You son of a beach!
Theo lunged, but one of the goons pulled him back and tied his hands with a rope. I felt a fear I hadn't known since the diagnosis. A helplessness even deeper than the cancer.
Relax, folks. Consider this a performance review, at home.
They wrecked the living room, threw down framed photos, crushed the orchid Theo had bought me when I lost my hair.
Be in the office tomorrow, sick or not or else.
Then they left, without signing anything. Just chaos. Hi, my name is Nina Williams, and for 15 years I worked at Doran Tech. I started there fresh out of university, eager, ambitious, and grateful to find a company that promised innovation and inclusivity. I met my husband Theo during a work seminar. We married 4 years later, and life felt stable, until it didn't. A year ago, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. My hair began to fall out in clumps. My skin lost its glow. I took medical leave and started chemotherapy. Each session was a battle, but I was fighting for life, for dignity, for a return to normal. I had taken my leave the right way, formally, through HR, with every medical document submitted, every procedure logged. 3 weeks into chemotherapy, the nausea was a second skin, the fatigue bone deep. But at least I had my time, my space, my right to heal. But normal didn't include Mr. Doran showing up at my doorstep like a storm. It was a cold Tuesday morning. Theo was in the kitchen making my usual chamomile tea. I was wrapped in a wool blanket on the couch, watching the morning news, a knit cap covering my patchy scalp, when the doorbell rang, once, twice, then 5 times in rapid, violent succession. Theo flinched.
I'll get it.
He didn't make it to the door in time. With a sudden crack, the door burst open, splinters flying. 2 large men in black jackets barged in first, followed by Mr. Doran himself, holding a thick manila folder like a weapon. I jolted upright. What is this? What are you doing?
Wow, the Cancer Queen speaks. Long time, Nina. Just here to check in on my missing employee, and maybe remind her what a job is.
What the hell? I'm on leave. I'm undergoing treatment.
Oh, I know, Nina. You made that crystal clear to HR, but the business doesn't pause for your pity parade.
Theo tried to push them back.
You broke our damn door! Get out, she's sick!
This is harassment. I'm still under chemotherapy. I'm legally on leave.
Chemotherapy, time off, crying coworkers. Honestly, you act like you're the first person to ever get sick.
He stepped toward me, placed the manila folder on the coffee table like it was radioactive.
Sign the project transfer approvals. Sign the finance closeouts. You think just because you're sick, deadlines disappear? She's not even halfway through her treatment. Exactly. So she's got time. Sign it, Nina, or don't. Either way, I'll find a way to fix the mess you left.
My hands trembled, not from fear, but fury. I was bald, exhausted, fighting for my life. And this man wanted a signature more than he valued a soul.
You can't be here! She's recovering! Recovering? While the rest of us cover her work, while we drown? Poor Lisa's been crying in the bathroom every lunch because she's managing 2 portfolios. And Nina's here watching daytime TV.
You broke into my home.
You broke into my payroll. It's bad timing, Nina. Real bad timing to be sick.
He dumped a stack of paperwork on our coffee table.
Sign these. Authorize project closures. Or don't. You'll just be another weak link.
Then he turned to Theo.
And you, Mr. Caretaker? Bet you miss when she had eyebrows, huh? You son of a beach!
Theo lunged, but one of the goons pulled him back and tied his hands with a rope. I felt a fear I hadn't known since the diagnosis. A helplessness even deeper than the cancer.
Relax, folks. Consider this a performance review, at home.
They wrecked the living room, threw down framed photos, crushed the orchid Theo had bought me when I lost my hair.
Be in the office tomorrow, sick or not or else.
Then they left, without signing anything. Just chaos. Back at work, Mr. Doran was a tyrant in a suit. He played the cool CEO during conferences, but we all knew better. He once made an intern run 5 blocks to get him avocado toast, and fired her for being too slow. He forced a male employee with chronic back pain to sit through 8-hour meetings without breaks, mocking him for walking like Frankenstein. He told our receptionist, Carla, that her accent was charming but distracting. And then there was Priya. PRLYA, a senior analyst, limped slightly due to a childhood polio case. One day she presented a quarterly report. After the meeting, he muttered, not quietly enough,
Next time she limps in, tell her to drag better numbers behind her.
She cried in the bathroom for an hour. I remember helping her clean her mascara off with a paper towel. A week after the break-in, I saw the post. A photo of an empty office chair captioned, "Lazy employees milking sick leave while real workers suffer. Sick leave scam, accountability matters." He didn't name me. He didn't have to. The comments were vile. Zara, my 16-year-old niece, stormed into the living room that night.
He crossed a line. I'm getting that bastard.
Zara, it's not worth it.
You survived chemo. Let me survive hacking.
She enlisted 2 of her techie friends, Amara and Lewis. Within 48 hours, they'd mapped Doran's smart home system. His house has smart security, linked cameras, cloud backups, and a Bluetooth door system. Amara spoofed the entry logs. We walked right in while he was out doing a podcast. They pulled files from his in-home security servers, including hidden footage of him mocking employees during after-hours parties. One clip showed him mimicking Priya's limp with a beer in hand. Another had him laughing at a blind applicant.
Can't see the job description? Then I can't see you in my company.
There was more. Recordings of him berating his girlfriend, Vanessa.
Stop recording everything like a psycho.
You'd be nothing without my name. Now make yourself useful or leave.
The footage went viral, and Vanessa, bless her, spoke up in the aftermath. She posted a video.
He made me feel small. He tracked my periods. Once told me, PMS isn't an excuse to be a bitch. I stayed too long. I'm done now.
Then came the interviews, the coverage, the lawsuits. The courtroom was packed.
Mr. Doran, you are facing charges of harassment, unlawful termination, emotional abuse, and multiple violations of disability rights. How do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honor.
The prosecution called witnesses. PRLYA stepped up.
I worked under Mr. Doran for 6 years. I was told to hide my limp for client meetings. He once made me walk across the floor just to laugh at me.
Gasps filled the courtroom. Then Carla, then Lisa, then me. He mocked my illness, broke into my home, tied my husband up. I was recovering from chemo. I was terrified.
This is more than negligence. This is inhumanity masked as management.
The jury deliberated less than 2 hours. Verdict, guilty. Prison wasn't kind to Mr. Doran. Officer Malik, who processed him, had a sister who died from the same cancer I survived.
Let me guess. You're the CEO who thinks cancer is convenient? I want protective custody. I want my sister back. Life sucks. You don't get special.
At first, he tried to carry himself with the same smugness, the same superiority he wore like cologne at the office. That didn't last long. Word spread fast. A correctional officer leaked his background. CEO mocks cancer survivor, breaks into her home, posts about lazy, sick employees online. That's all it took.
You the cancer clown? No, that's not. My wife couldn't afford chemo. And you're out here breaking into some lady's house while she's puking her guts out? My little girl died bald. You think that's funny?
Doran tried to explain, tried to plead. But prison doesn't offer press conferences or PR managers. They took turns spitting in his food. He was forced to clean toilets with a toothbrush. Someone shaved off one side of his head while he slept. They ripped the sleeves off his shirt and made him wear it backwards. They poured soap into his shoes. One night, they tied him with his own bedsheet to the bunk and whispered into his ear for hours. naming every person they loved who had died of cancer.
You ever watch someone die while you hold their hand? Of course not. You were too busy filming yourself being an asshole.
By the third week, his nose was broken. His lips were split. He'd lost 20 pounds and most of his dignity. He begged to be transferred. He begged for solitary. He begged to be forgotten. But karma had no earplugs. Months passed. I was offered a consulting position at the National Workplace Reform Initiative. I accepted. Now I help reshape company policies around medical leave, inclusivity, and compassion. I share my story. I teach empathy. Zara launched an app called Shut Them Down, a whistleblower platform with encrypted submissions and live HR guidance. Vanessa opened a women's shelter. Doran? He got 15 years and a new nickname in prison. CEO, see you next Tuesday. Thanks for watching. And remember, if your boss mocks your illness, don't quit, upload. Like, comment, and subscribe. Karma's got Wi-Fi now.